Joe.
Damn. We have a lot of things to talk about today. Spurs' impressive win there. Toyota Corolla was looking good.
That's right, baby. Spurs
But
15 and 6, Joe. 15 and 6.
But Sohan, man.
Not doing himself any favors at all. Spurs have played 5 of their last 6 games on the road.
Yeah. Sohan's a detriment to the team, man. Like, if you can't play at the end of crunch time and they can count on you to make free throws, why are you there?
Well,
Your liability.
He wanted no part of those free throws either, Joe.
No, man.
He wanted no part.
Good morning, Jonathan Perez, Tony Ornales, Greg Castanuela, the Big Elote, Peter Aguilar is in the house. Taco Tuesday, Luke.
Dude, the pose that he did, the Usain Bolt pose,
yeah.
Classic, dude. You know what? Let's copy it, Joe, during the show. I'll go this way, you go that, the same way as well. We'll do it together, right?
Yeah, Texas Latinas in the house. Thank you for joining us. And so is Necio Drummer. What's up? And Greg's in the house. Greg de la Cruz. And Jason Garcia joining us from the Pacific Northwest. Gotta say, this was the Spurs' most impressive win.
It was.
Road win of the year.
We're rising together on a victory Thursday, Spurs fans. The Spurs picked up another victory last night. The most impressive victory of the year, in our opinion. 114-112 over the Orlando Magic. And people might say, well, wait a minute, Joe. Wait a minute. Didn't the Spurs beat the Rockets earlier this year? Yes, they did. But this was impressive because the Spurs got a win on back-to-back nights after a tough game a couple of nights ago, coming back to Orlando as 7.5-point underdogs. Arriving at the hotel, Joe, at 4 a.m. Long day for the Spurs. Come out and hold on to the victory, a game in which they were up by 15 at one point. Lost the lead. Big run by Orlando in the fourth quarter. The Spurs kept pushing them off. Lots went down in the final minute that we'll get into. But, Joe, how excited are you for the Spurs to be 15 and 6, on track for 58 victories this year at the quarter portion of the season, 21 games into an 82-game season? How you feeling as a Spurs fan, Joe?
I'm feeling this excited.
Oh, well, let me get this.
No, it was a great victory for the Spurs, road win, because when you look at it on paper, you know, you have the Orlando Magic going to be out with Banchero there, and you also have the Spurs without their superstar as well, Wemby, right? And you look at these teams, they're kind of evenly matched, right? And I was looking at some of the Orlando Magic games earlier in the season, and the Orlando Magic are a pretty well-coached team, and they play really good defense. They're a scrappy team, right? You can never count them out because somehow they always claw their way back in. And that's what happened in this game. And I kind of figured that was going to happen with the Spurs and their Magic, and the Spurs responded, which was impressive. You know, without Wemby there, they found ways to win. Sohan tried to go ahead and sink the ship. You know, I mean, come on, man. He's a liability. If you can't shoot free throws and you're out there in crunch time, you got to yank him, man. He can't make free throws. He can't be out there, bro. Come on.
Imagine if the Spurs had gone into overtime and lost that game.
Would have been Sohan's fault.
The venom that we would have had against Jeremy Sohan. Now, I know that De'Aaron Fox had a couple of turnovers late in the game, but De'Aaron Fox with more than 20 points again in the second half. His points per game, Joe, now equal 25.0 points per game. That's a big marker there. 25 points per game. To me, it's screaming all-star appearance for De'Aaron Fox. I know he missed the first few weeks of the season, but provided that he's healthy and playing at a 25-point-per-game clip between now and February, he should be an all-star because if you're the 3, 4, or 5 seed in the Western Conference, You need to have an all-star representative, and it can't be Wemby because of the injuries. It
Yeah.
can't be Steph Castle because of the injuries. By default, and I shouldn't say by default because he has earned it, but De'Aaron
Yeah.
Fox is playing like an all-star. He's been an all-star before, but he's not one of those perennial all-star kind of guys. But if you look at the box score from last night, Harrison Barnes with 11 points in 33 minutes, Julian Champagnie with 14 points, Luke Cornett getting that big block, 3 blocks last night. De'Aaron Fox, 31 points on 11 made shots. My goodness, man. But the one thing that just screams is that minus 15 from Jeremy Sohan on the plus
Oh,
minus. Dude, the Spurs just don't play well when he's out there. I don't care if he's playing his true position or not.
but he got 7 rebounds, Mike. Mira Sohan. That dude is garbage, bro. Garbage.
Yeah, dude. And when Wemby comes back, Sohan's minutes are gone. When Castle comes back, Sohan's minutes are gone. So we're just biding our time. There are rumors out there, some reports coming out saying that Stephon Castle should be available by next week. And they're crossing their fingers that the Spurs might have Wemby back for the December 10th battle for the Emirates Cup quarterfinals against the Lakers. But going back to this game, Joe, it was an interesting game. It was close throughout the first half. Second half, third quarter, Spurs built a big lead, got up by 15 points, and then this big 22-11 run down the stretch by the Orlando Magic to basically get the game back to even. We saw some clutch shots by De'Aaron Fox. He puts the team on his shoulders and says, "It's me time. It's time to shine." And there are not a lot of players in the NBA, Joe, who want to have that type of mentality. Famously, Richard Jefferson, former Spur, former New Jersey Net, came out and said that he hated having crunch time, that he didn't want to. He said this out loud, Joe, that he didn't want to take the last game-winning shot, that wasn't part of his DNA. He didn't have that Kobe in him. He didn't have that Tim Duncan in him. He didn't have that Michael Jordan aspect of give me the ball at the end of the game. But De'Aaron Fox has that ability to do so. But the fact of the matter is that you look at that pose by Luke Cornett, courtesy of FanDuel
You know,
Sports.
if we wouldn't have had Luke Cornett on this team, that ball's going in.
Yeah, and it's funny because all these people from The Ringer, ESPN coming out and saying that Luke Cornett, saying this months ago, was low key one of the best signings of all free agency this past offseason, was big. And you
There
see all
you go.
these Celtics fans who have come out and said, "No, we miss that guy." And Luke Cornett, I mean, a lot of us knew who Luke Cornett was, but we weren't familiar with his game completely. We just knew that he was a solid
Yeah.
rotation guy with the Boston Celtics getting about 14 to 15, 16 minutes per game. Comes to the Spurs, suddenly he's playing 20, 24 minutes, more minutes he's ever played his entire life, and he gets that big block, Joe, because it was a switch, right? So there was a switch. So Champagnie was not guarding Wagner to start the play. Wagner catches the ball inside. Two big things there, Joe. Champagnie did not foul him. Okay,
Yeah.
Champagnie easily could have just wrapped him up, did not foul him, kind of let him go. And that block that came through by Luke Cornett,
The big elote.
the big look that threaded the needle, didn't even touch Wagner on the way up or the way down, just swatted that. And then
That was clean.
not only the pose that he gave, the Usain Bolt pose, but the facial expressions that he had being mobbed by everybody on the Spurs team, from David Jones Garcia to Sohan to everybody who saw him.
And Wagner,
Look at the reaction beyond the pose. Look at the joy on his face and the joy on the team. A team that's had 6 losing seasons in a row, as they all came together and they wrapped their arms around Luke Cornett.
Ooh, that was clean.
It was just clean, Joe. Just clean. And if you saw the look that Wagner gave after the shot, there you go. There is a celebration right there. As everyone's just jumping on him, hitting the back of his head. And the joy in his face, Joe, of, man, we got the victory. There's something special about this team that is beautiful to watch. Do I think they're as good as the 2014 Spurs? No. Do I think that they're title bound? No. But
They're fun to watch.
They're fun to watch. And as ESPN has pointed out, the Ringer has pointed out, the Spurs are must-watch TV in the NBA. Back in the day, 03, 05, 07, 99, okay, this is where I take the homer hat off, Joe. The Spurs were difficult to watch when they were winning games 93-77, when they were winning
Oh
games
yeah.
82-76. It was difficult to watch from the outside looking in. From the inside looking out, though, you look at this. You're a Spurs fan. A win is a win is a win. We got a chip. We got number 2. We got number 3. We got number 4. 2014 was a fun team to watch, Joe. For those who are like basketball purists,
A
right?
beautiful game.
Basketball purists love the beautiful game. But this edition of the Spurs might be the most fun team to watch. Not okay, winning games 15-6 record is a big deal.
Yeah.
But you understand that certain players are accepting their roles, certain players are excelling in their roles, and they're finding ways to win. And Joe, Mitch Johnson is part of that. We cannot deny that Mitch Johnson is part of it. We can't just nitpick him. He's 15-6, Joe. What if this team goes on and wins 50 games? They're on track for 58-59. What if they win 50? With this roster, with these injuries to Wemby, with these injuries to Castle, this would be the most impressive display of coaching that the Spurs have had since 2014. Doesn't mean they're going to win the title, but it's impressive nonetheless, Joe.
It is impressive, and the funny thing to me is, you have the fans right on the other side of things, right? The Orlando Magic fans. And if there was a definition, right, a picture, right, in the dictionary of cry harder, ho, this would be it right here. This would be it. And look at them whining. You all suck at your jobs. Come on. He goes, game on the line. He goes, and all you can do is call this week, what? What has the league come to?
Okay, so that was the game-winning free throws, the foul that went to the game-winning free throws for De'Aaron Fox. Dude, if I was a Magic fan, I'd be crying harder, just like this guy, cry harder, ho. But the fact of the matter is that the foul was not on that particular part of the play. The foul, because De'Aaron Fox pointed at the arm that got grabbed. That is the wrong angle, and it's also the wrong time point by which he's cherry picking the time. He fast forwarded beyond the contact.
Yeah.
The foul was not called
Here it is.
on the way at the peak. The foul was called on the bottom of the play when he's bringing the ball up and he gets hit on the arm on the way up, Joe. It was a clear foul. And it's just the referees, not the referees, the TV station, FanDuel and whatnot, were showing the back angle and showing the peak, thinking that the foul was being called at the top, but when it was really being called at the bottom. The reason why it was called the bottom, and we know this, is because they put 1.4 seconds back on the clock. Had it been at the apex, there'd only be like 0.4 seconds on the clock, but they called it down low. And I know we don't have that shot right there, Joe, and that's fine. But you see the angle by which he has the ball. When he's picking the ball upward, it starts to he gets swiped from he gets swiped in the arm. That's it, man. We have a super chat coming in from Taco Tuesday.
Money Talk, two, baby. Actually. We have two actually coming in. So let's get to them. Money Talk. Here comes the money. This is Greg Castanuela sending us a $4.99 super chat, and he says, "Grito for the big elote, big block, big nuts."
Oh, he paid for the grito. Which grito are we gonna have? Because I kind of feel it's the Sitco guy.
You want the Sitco guy?
Yeah.
Oh, we can do both. So we're gonna go ahead and do the old man grito, and then we'll go ahead and do the Sitco guy.
Presumir a mis amigos les conté que en el amor.
And the next one,
lots of celebrating on Market Square.
Yeah, and the next one is for the big elote, because after Cornette got that game-winning block, everybody in Spurs Nation said this, just like the Sitco guy. That was all of Spurs Nation last night. Let me check this. All right, I got the microphone fixed now, so we got good audio back.
Very nice. And Joe, I posted a photo just right now on Twitter. It's not the video that we were looking for, but it's the photo of the actual contact being made on De'Aaron Fox. But
Gotcha.
I
Let
think it
me
was
go look for it.
I think it was by Isaac from the Orlando Magic. Again, the contact happened down low. The ball was held down low. He goes to shoot the game winner, or what could have been the game winner. He gets hit on the arm on the way up. It's a certain angle because the angle that we saw from FanDuel initially was from behind, right?
Yeah.
The referees went to go check the tape. They checked the tape, Joe. They checked several angles, and even the Orlando Magic, there was the contact right there. He got the arm on the way up, on the way up. So Fox is climbing, is moving upward. Defender's arm is on his arm. It was a foul. It
Yeah.
was a foul. It just didn't look that way from behind. And we're used to having fouls being called at the apex of shots, not on the bottom part of the foul of the play.
Good call by the ref, by the way. That's a hell of a catch. You know what I
It,
mean?
wa-
To see
it,
that.
it was a hell of a catch, and maybe even a bailout because maybe he didn't see it, but
Yeah.
the defender also angled his way towards the player, towards Fox, which makes it appear as though it's a foul. Maybe it was a bailout, but either way, there was contact there. If there was no contact, Joe, there wouldn't have been 2 free throws. But the weird thing was when they made the announcement, they said 1.4 seconds of the clock. Fox has 2 free throws. They didn't go into deep explanation as to what happened. Like that one dude in the Spurs game 2 nights ago who was there doing Shakespearean soliloquies
Oh, God.
about what's going on. Taking 85 words to explain what could be done in 4 words, man. But
Yeah. So all the Orlando Magic fans are salty this morning. Cry harder, ho.
yeah.
That's all I can say. And then we got another incoming super chat we got to get to. So let's put this one on.
Money talk.
And this is Taco Tuesday with the 199 super chat, Mike.
Taco Tuesday. You got to give me credit because I've said this before, but I do like the support. He says, quote, Harper is a stud, 8-time future All-Star. Print it. Joe. That's exactly what I've been saying on the show. So obviously Taco Tuesday, I'm dripping on him, right? I'm dripping on him. He's starting to internalize this because I've said what? Castle's going to be a 2-time All-Star. Harper's going to be an 8-time All-Star.
You're throbbing for Harper?
He's my favorite Spur player since Manu.
Do you got your Harper jersey?
You know what? I don't. But maybe I'll take a old Robert Horry jersey and just replace the 5. But Harper, everybody knows in the NBA, dude. And I was kind of upset that when I got the NBA premium package to watch these games on FanDuel Network, FanDuel TV, that I would get Sean Elliott and Jacob Toby. And half the time I do. But the other half of the time I get the opponent's people. And last night I got Orlando Magics because the San Antonio one was for some reason embargoed, right? I go and I start watching the thing from the Orlando Magic point of view. And again, you see another team just salivating, throbbing, if you will, over Dylan Harper. They're going, my God, we are looking at the future of the NBA. And his name is not Stephon Castle. His name is not Jeremy Sohan or Keldon or Devin Vassell. His name is Dylan Harper. And Joe, who's the first MFer who said this on this podcast or anywhere local media that was going to be the case? It was this dude. Because I watched way too much Rutgers basketball last year for a losing team in Rutgers with Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper is the best Spurs player to be drafted. Like, and I hate to say it this way because, Wemby is a unicorn and all that stuff, and Wemby may become an all-time great if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
But relative to his size, Joe, and Dylan Harper being 6'6", there are a lot of other players that are 6'6".
Yeah. I'm going to present this because you put this out on Twitter, right? So we're going to give the poll to our friends here, right? Everybody watching the chat. And the question is, should De'Aaron Fox be named to the NBA All-Star game? And you have the poll going on right now. So we'll go ahead and show that for the viewers.
Mm-hmm.
You put this on Twitter, on the X, should we call it now, just about an hour ago. And you're asking, De'Aaron Fox now averages 25 points per game along with 6.3 assists. Should he be named to the NBA All-Star game this year? I'm going to vote yes. Sí se puede.
I don't see how the Spurs can be denied this, because if you are a 3 or 4 or a 5 seed, you get an All-Star representative in there. That's just facts.
No.
And by all estimation, the one person that it has to be is De'Aaron Fox. Now, De'Aaron Fox needs to play a certain number of games to like legitimately state his case. He's played, I believe, 13 games this year. The Spurs have played 20 what are the Spurs 15-6. The Spurs have played 21 games, so he missed the first 8 games of the season. But as time goes on, because if you look at the stats, like how many points per game someone averages, he's not listed on there, Joe. He's not listed on there because he hasn't played enough games to qualify by NBA standards for being listed as an offensive leader. But right now, so let's look at the I'm looking at the All-Star, the NBA player stats right now for the Western Conference, right? Now, in the Western Conference, let's see who averages more points than Fox. Well, Luka Doncic averages 35 points per game, so he's going to be an All-Star. SG averages 33. You have Anthony Edwards, Nikola Jokic, who averaged 29 and 30 respectively. Austin Reeves at 28 points per game. Lauri Markkanen at 28 points per game. Steph Curry, James Harden. That's 8 players right there that average more points than Fox, right?
Yeah.
Then you have certain players that may or may not be all-stars, because Denny Avdija from Portland averages 25.8 points per game and 7 rebounds. Do we believe that he's going to be an all-star this year? I don't know. But now that 25-point range, Joe, that's where Kevin Durant is. That's where Devin Booker is, and Jamal Murray and Alperen Şengün are. So I don't think that Fox is a shoe-in, but I think they'll have the NBA will have to look at this and think to themselves, do we really want to have 3 players from one team? Do we need to take do we need to take do we need to take we know that we're taking Jokic, do we need to take Jamal Murray again? Does Devin Booker really is he really an all-star compared to Fox when that's a sub 500 team, or right at 500 rather? It's just a different way of looking at it, Joe. I think Fox has a legitimate case because not only is he getting the 25 points per game, he's also, when it comes to those clutch stats, really high up there. So it's interesting, and I know that they have a Western Conference. Eastern Conference is no longer a thing. It's an international versus American squad.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Caps 2-0. It's like, we know it's international versus USA.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. And George Snyder's saying, fans vote on the All-Star, and we do. We know that too.
They vote on the starters.
Fan votes count for a small amount of what goes on, right? They contribute, no doubt, but it's also led to members of the media and also people that are involved in the NBA. It's the coaches,
Mm-hmm. The idea that the Spurs could be the 3 seed and not have an all-star is nonsense. 4
They
seed.
need to at least have several, right? And when you think of it in hindsight, Mike, they could have De'Aaron Fox, right? You could have Wemby named, even though, he's hurt right now. Harper's going to be in that rookie, right?
Yeah.
That rookie challenge or whatever. Stephon Castle, if he gets asked back to the slam dunk contest, you arguably could say you could have 4 Spurs in the NBA All-Star game representing the team. That would be a first, wouldn't? And that would mean that the team is actually fun to watch. They're exciting.
That's right. Exit 7, John Dyer's in the house, saying rumor has it that Mayor Jones will not be voting for De'Aaron Fox to be an all-star. That's a great comment. Coming in from Exit 7.
What did you say, Mike, the other time? The Spurs also have, what did you say? They had they were going to play their next 4 opponents was like the Lakers, that
was
Wolves,
great. Shows. That might be my tweet of the year, Joe. My tweet of the year. Speaking of the year, Joe, do you have Spotify?
I do.
Did you look at your Spotify Wrapped?
I haven't yet. I know I have one for both YouTube. We do for YouTube, and we also have the one for Spotify. But you know who else did me a solid, man? Since I've had XM satellite radio, right? So when
Yeah.
I bought my Cadillac, right, my SUV that I have, they gave me XM satellite radio, right, for free forever for like a year or whatever. And I
Mhm.
just kept the subscription going because I like it, right? And then all of a sudden, they go and they send me an email and they're like, since you've been such a valued customer or whatever, we're going to give you a free account that you can give to one of your family members at no charge to you. It's just included with your bill, for as long as you have your subscription active. So I'm like, hey man, I wish Spotify would do that for me too. Like, hey, we're going to gift you a subscription that you can give to somebody, and it's included. It's not going to cost you anything, but as long as you have your subscription active. But
Yeah.
no, I haven't looked at those yet, but I thought it was cool by XM, doing
Okay.
me a
Okay.
solid like that.
So we'll go over the Spotify Wrapped later on in the
Yeah.
show. I want to see what you did. Chica did hers, and one of the funny things about Spotify Wrapped is that at the end of it, it says you listen to music like you are this year's old, right? It gives you a musical age that you are, and
Yeah.
it's funny because like her
What was your
daughter,
age?
Chica's daughter is 25, and her age was 31, right? Which means she listens to
Oh
music
man.
older than what she normally is. I'm 48. My musical age was 49.
Oh, 1 year older than you are?
Chica's was nonsense, man. She's a few years younger than me, and she came out as a 21-year-old, which is nonsense because her number one musician was Jelly Roll. Who's listening to Jelly Roll at age 21? But
Jelly
let's
roll.
talk a little bit more about the Spurs real fast. I need to
Yeah.
make the point because I know I could easily just bag on Sohan again, right? And he missed those free throws down the stretch, minus 15, plus minus yet again. Again, before the last two games, he was the lowest rated player on the team when it came to offense and defense for those playing 15 minutes or more. But we want to get into the gauntlet that the Spurs are in right now because we talk about the Cowboys gauntlet, and we have to get into that game tonight.
Yeah.
The gauntlet that the Spurs have right now is 10 games out of 12 on the road. And I looked at that, Joe, and I said, what did I say when that part of the schedule came up, Joe? I said, go give me 6 and
Yikes.
6. Give me 6 and 6. If you can play 10 games out of 12 on the road, give me 6 and 6. And Joe, the Spurs right now through that gauntlet, 4 and 2. Lost to Phoenix when it started, but had road victories against Portland and Denver, a road loss against Minnesota, a home victory against Memphis, and a road victory against Orlando. And coming up next, we've got Cleveland, New Orleans, the Lakers, back home against the Wizards, then on the road against the Hawks and
The
the
Hawks.
Wizards again. What's impressive about this, Joe, is you look at the schedule out there and you try to pencil in this should be a W, this should be a loss, this is a toss up, right?
Yeah.
Phoenix, for some reason, they beat the Spurs all the time. Phoenix and Golden State, just a bad matchup for the Spurs. Devin Booker goes off, and you have Steph Curry going off all the time. It's a bad matchup for the Spurs. When I saw Portland, I thought to myself, Spurs should get that one, but it's not like a shoe-in. It was like 55, 60% chance of getting that win, right? That Denver game, though, Joe, that one was like, oh my God, that's going to be a loss. And the Spurs won that to win Group C in the Emirates Cup. Spurs losing to Minnesota, okay. Coming back home game, tough win against Memphis. It was a bruising game, but then to go back on the road to beat Orlando. I know the Spurs have beaten the Nuggets on the road. I know that the Spurs have beaten the Rockets, but last night's game, Joe, was that's a game that good teams win.
Yeah.
And
And
and it's and we have to come up to the realization, Joe, that we have a good team.
they're a good
It's
team.
been a while.
They're a good team and they're exciting to watch. They're good for ratings right now. And you're looking at the teams that the Spurs have, as you mentioned. They have the Cleveland Cavaliers, which are a good team in their own right as well. That's going to be a good test for them. Another early game at 6:30, right?
Mhm.
But the one team on here that kind of scares me is the Wizards. I don't know. There's certain teams that the Spurs just have trouble with. The Wizards being one of them. and you're going to be playing them back to back. I'd have to say, Mike, if I go back to revisionist history here, they'll split with the Wizards. I think the Wizards will take one and the Spurs will win one.
I
But if
would
they
hope.
can win both, that is impressive.
I would hope not, man, because that's a team right now that's 3-17. I'm looking at their roster right now. Alex Sarr, who was a good rookie last year, averaging 19 points per game in his second season. CJ McCollum, who we knew from the Portland Trailblazers, part of that team, scoring 18 points per game.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton's on that team. Cam Whitmore, Corey Kispert, Marvin Bagley III, Kulubly. They have a team of veterans on there, right?
Yeah.
Veteran savvy. They just haven't got any wins this year. They're 3-17. I would hope the Spurs could get 2 easy W's off of those, but I wouldn't. The NBA. They say any given Sunday in football. Any given day in the NBA, you
Yeah.
have a team that might lose. I'm looking at that team from up north of Texas. There, the Oklahoma City Thunder. They might make a run at 70 wins this year.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they? 20-1, 21-1? That's crazy, Joe. Is this really an all-time great team?
Could be.
They're a deep team because they're doing it with injuries as well, man. So it's kind of interesting. We got to get into it. Joe, tell me the Cowboys aren't playing tonight, Joe.
They're playing tonight. Come on, Mike.
Dude,
you already
okay.
know. You already know what time it is.
How about them Cowboys?
Okay, Joe. What did I tell you last night, Joe? I said, oh my God, I did not realize how the NBA stacked the deck in favor of the Dallas Cowboys the last 3 weeks. I know that they played good teams, right? But they had every good team in a difficult position. They played Kansas City last week, right? Thanksgiving Day, the highest viewed Thanksgiving game of all time. By the way, it was the highest viewed Thanksgiving in all of NFL history for all 3 games collectively. But you look at the Cowboys there against the Chiefs, home game against a team on the road who on 4 days rest, right? Then they play a Thursday night game tonight, right? Against who? Detroit,
Detroit
who's
Lions.
coming in on just 4 days rest as well. So the Cowboys are there 7 days rest. I know they're on the road, but it's 7 days rest against a team that has 4 days rest in the Detroit Lions. This, in fact, is a playoff game tonight, Joe. Losers out of the playoffs.
Look at this. This is what the Pat McAfee show was showing the other day, right? Yesterday.
Yeah.
And they said, what a number for the Cowboys and Chiefs. 57.2 million viewers. It was the most watched regular season game in NFL history. The previous record was 42.1 million. So for the record, it was shattered by a whopping 15 million more viewers.
It was a great matchup, Joe. It was a great matchup. I mean, it's Cowboys who
But what does
have
that
a
tell
huge
you,
fan.
man?
The 2 biggest fan bases in all of football came together, Joe.
No. What does it tell you? All eyes are on that star every single weekend. You can hate the Cowboys or love them, but you're going to watch them.
They would have put up big numbers playing against Jay High School or Holmes High School, Joe. But you put up Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs and Travis Kelce and the Swifties and all that, Joe. It takes what was going to be a high number already even higher, Joe. That's all I'm saying. The Cowboys are Caitlin Clark and the Chiefs were Angel Reese. You put them together, you're going to get a high rating, dude. It just is what it is.
Let's hear what Pat McAfee had to say about the Cowboys and the ratings.
Okay, let's hear it.
Chiefs, boys. What was the number? What was the?
Cowboys Chiefs hit 57 million viewers on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the new record. It's a new record. They thought it was coming. They thought 50 million plus was coming. Turns out 57.2 million viewers, making it the most watched regular season game in NFL history. The previous record was 42.1 million, so the record was shattered by a whopping 15 million. If you want to talk about access to games being a big deal, obviously being able to see it is a massive piece of it, but then also the game just being in such a healthy spot. For a long time, the game was being...
And there you go. They're just saying it was a good matchup. People wanted to see it.
It's a great matchup. And right now, this is going to be a great matchup tonight. John Dyer calling me out on Twitter saying that I'm a complete idiot. I agree.
Detroit did play on Thanksgiving, Mike. Come on.
There goes my talking point. on our chat powered by Pia Chang's La Cantera. Thank you so much, John Dyer. Okay. I didn't say I bat 1,000. I bat 900 in this bitch. Okay.
You were 500. You were at 500 on that one.
Okay. So here's the thing about tonight's game. It is a de facto playoff game. It's a de facto playoff game, right? Because whoever loses this game is not going to be in the playoffs. So it's the first. So this is going to be the first playoff game of the year. Cowboys win this game, their chances of going into the playoffs goes from what? It was 16% last 2 weeks ago.
It was
to
26%. 26%, right?
Well,
It's what they were at.
It's now 27%.
Yeah. Well, every time they win, their percentage chances of making the playoffs increase.
Right, but 2 weeks ago, before Thanksgiving, it was 16%. It jumped to 27. Cowboys win this game tonight, it goes to 47, which is basically a coin flip. Okay.
And if they continue to win, it goes up even more.
True, because if they win out, they'll probably make the playoffs because they'll probably win the division. But that's the weird thing about the Cowboys situation right now is, do we really believe the Eagles are going to fall off a cliff that badly? The Eagles have lost 2 games in a row, but they've got a pretty easy schedule, save for the Buffalo game, and they've got 2 tough games and like 3 easy games to end the season.
Yeah. And let's look at
but do you really believe, Joe, that the Cowboys are going to rattle off 9 games in a row to end the year?
I do. I believe. And look at the latest NFL, should I say, power rankings, right? Power rankings here. This is courtesy of Fox Sports on NFL, right? Look at how they have the number
15.
1 power rankings. Okay. They got the Pats there, number 1, rising up, right? Then they have what? They have the Seahawks. They have the Broncos, and they have the Rams, Green Bay, the Bears, Philly, the Colts, all right, San Francisco, the Bills, the Jags. I think that's the Lions there still. And you have Tampa Bay, the Chargers in number 15. Puro pinche Cowboys a la verga.
So the Cowboys, they have them as an average team, which is better than the below average that they've been most of the year. The Cowboys played on the road, though. The Cowboys are 2-4 on the road. And I don't want to hear this crap about, oh, well, this is a different team. No, about 50 of the 53 players are the same as they were a month ago. It's not a different team. They added 3 players or 4 players, whatever the case may be. It's not a different team. But can they get a road victory? They're playing in a dome, Joe. Cowboys play well in domes. You know, they've been winning. You know that when they play on grass, they suck ass. God, that rhymes, Joe. When the Cowboys play on grass, they suck ass, okay? And Cowboys lost in Carolina. They lost in Chicago. When they're outdoors on grass, they suck ass. They lost in Philadelphia on grass. But they've been playing all these games, Joe, what? On turf. And what we know is Dak is a different quarterback on turf, and he's going to be playing on turf tonight against Detroit. Do you know what I fear on all this, Joe?
What?
That coach of the Lions. That coach of the Lions is Dan Campbell. What a stupid meathead he is, dude. What a stupid meathead coach that guy is. If the Cowboys win tonight, it's going to be for a variety of different factors. It's going to be because Dak had a good game. It's going to be because Javonte goes off for at least 80 yards rushing. It's going to be because CD and Pickens combined for 2 touchdowns. I'm going to give you the formula for victory right here, right?
All right. What is it?
2 touchdowns combined by Pickens and CD.
CD, okay.
80 yards rushing by Javonte. And 7+ points taken off the board by Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell refusing to kick a field goal when they're 4th and 2 at the 18-yard line. Dan Campbell refusing to punt the ball when it's 4th and 1 at their own 39. Dan Campbell is the king of boneheaded, just meat-headed type of coaching. And he cost that team over and over and over again. So Sam Fliss is asking the question on our chat, powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera. It just moved up. It says, wait, back up, Mike. Are you picking the Cowboys to win? Give me about 10 minutes to have that marinate in my system a little bit. Now that I realize the Lions have 7 days rest. I don't like Dan Campbell. I think Schottenheimer has done a decent job as head coach, but let's not say that he's like the God's gift to coaching. He's had a good. What's a meathead? Go watch Revenge of the Nerds. You know,
Mike's formula: score more than the other team.
or how about this? Don't take points off the board. That's one thing that I will say about Schottenheimer that's been good about him and the Cowboys this year. Schottenheimer has not done boneheaded mistakes when it comes to fourth down calls. Even when they do fail on a fourth down, it was usually the right thing to do, right? We make fun of the fact that what was that guy's name, that the former Houston Texans coach that had no balls?
Oh hell, the one that decimated the team. I forgot his name. That's
Oh my
how
god,
forgettable he was.
yeah, dude.
He was the GM as well, you know.
I'm gonna look him up right here, coach by year. Um, I have his face in my head,
Yeah,
Joe.
know his face, but I don't remember the brother's name.
You know, the Texans were known as having absolutely no balls when they played. It was Bill O'Brien.
Yeah,
Bill
that's
O'Brien had 0% testosterone in his balls when he coached the Houston Texans. I don't think he has a penis.
oh
No testosterone in Bill O'Brien's balls, right?
man, I hope you're not watching Sean Wink, and I go ahead and have the segue for PF Chang's after that.
You know what's a ballsy move? Chinese food.
Oh man.
But Dan Campbell's the opposite. Dan Campbell's walking around with orangutan nuts, dude. I mean, he's just walking around. He's just walking around just like a big old meathead with an IQ of
Oh
4.
man.
With an IQ of 4. Can't even spell IQ.
What would he get on the Wonderlic test?
5, like Vince Young.
Oh God. Remember that when that came out? That had me laughing so hard, dude. You were making fun of that brother so much, man. I'm like, they said he got 5 points for making sure he put his name on the paper correctly.
Sam Slita says ogre, ogre, ogre. That's what a meathead is, dude. Dude, Dan Campbell is ogre from Revenge of the Nerds, which is actually one of the movies that I did watch growing up. I was like, I don't know if my cousin showed it to me in California.
You didn't watch Porky's?
No, I didn't, dude. No, that wasn't going to happen in the Jimenez household. But what's funny about it though is that you look at the at Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is ogre with a clipboard, and it's very possible that the Cowboys might be served up the victory on a silver platter, like it's a French steak being given to Jeff Garcia.
Oh God.
Just give it as a silver platter, dude. And that's the one thing that I think that is positive for the Dallas Cowboys going into this game. Jared Goff, I mean, and here's the thing also. Didn't Amon-Ra St. Brown go down with an injury last week?
Yeah.
So he's not
He did.
100%.
Nope, he's not.
Cowboys are winning tonight. And I will let you.
That means that they're gonna lose if you're gonna guarantee. If you guaranteed a victory, they're gonna lose.
If Amon-Ra St. Brown is not 100%, and right now, by the way, Detroit's favored by 3 points. Amon-Ra St. Brown, let's look at his injury status here. He went out with an injury last game. Doesn't mean that he's not going to play today, but I'm just saying that he had an injury. And he is the most dynamic player on that offense. I know Jahmyr Gibbs is really good too. But here's according to USA Today. USA Today says update on Amon-Ra St. Brown's status. Listed as questionable. says St. Brown exited the Thanksgiving Day game against the Packers after suffering an ankle injury when a lineman rolled on his leg from behind. His availability has been in doubt ever since. I'm all Ross St. Brown ain't playing, dude.
I don't know. They said he's questionable. That means that he's going to be a game time decision.
But it's an ankle injury to a wide receiver. Even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%.
If the Lions don't win this game, their playoff, let's say, hopes are dead. They got to win. And what does the spread tell us right now? What does DraftKings have the Cowboys-Lions game at?
They have the Cowboys favored to lose by 3 points. So you get 3 points for being the home team. So what this is saying is that Vegas believes that on a neutral field, that it's a pick 'em, that one team is not better than the other. But the Cowboys seem to be healthier than the Lions, and that means something.
It does, and they also have one of the hottest offenses in the NFL. So
I don't try if Amon-Ra St. Brown's not playing, and because I'm looking at Jared Goff's stats. I mean, Jared Goff's having a good year, 3,000 yards passing, 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Most recently, he had 2 touchdowns against the Packers, 2 touchdowns against the Giants. Against the Eagles, he had 1 touchdown. He had 3 against the Commanders and 2 against the Vikings. The guy is just set for 2 touchdowns, right? Can the Cowboys? What's the over under this game? 54.5.
Yeah.
If they reach 54.5 points, Cowboys are winning that game.
Damn.
54.5 points. I mean, that means that the Vegas thinks that the Lions are going to win 29-26 or 29-25 or 28-24. That it's going to be in that realm. If it's a 54-point game, Joe, that has Cowboys written all over it. If it's a lower point total, then the Lions are winning. So I think if it's an under, Lions win. If it's an over, the Cowboys win. So that's what I'll look at when it comes to it, Joe.
I think the Cowboys win and cover the spread. I think they win by 3.
Yeah.
They can win by a field goal. And by pinche golden leg, Aubrey, you know?
So Joy-Con brings up the question, can the Cowboys stop Jahmyr Gibbs in the run? That is a very, very good question because Jahmyr Gibbs, Gibbs is somebody who gives off certain games where he just goes the F off, Joe. There are some games where Gibbs is kind of ho-hum, gets 60, 70 yards, no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, look at his last 6 games, Joe. Look at the dynamic switch between the guys Jekyll and Hyde, right? Packers, 68 yards rushing. All right. A good game. I mean, this is all right? The game before that, he took on the Giants, right? 219 yards rushing, 11 receptions on top of it all. Then they played the Eagles, 39 yards rushing. Commanders, 142 yards rushing. Vikings, 25 yards rushing. Buccaneers, 136 yards rushing. Chiefs, 65. So he has one bad game, one good game, one bad game, one good game, one bad game, one good game. He is due for what, Joe? A good game today.
And look at what they're saying. Tony Ornelas says, Gibbs makes me throb. Mike Jimenez.
Well, I mean, collectively, he has over 1,000 yards rushing for the year and 10 touchdowns. You just don't know what Jahmyr Gibbs you're going to get. He will either go off for 70 yards and nothing else, or go for 180, 200 yards. That's just what he does.
Dyer's joined the chat too.
Yeah, John Dyer says if St. Brown doesn't play, the Cowboys can run their 5-man front. Stop the run. I wouldn't do that because Gibbs gets through that line, he's gone. He gets to that line, he's going for 70.
Yeah.
I'd almost say, you know what? If he's not playing, take out Laporta. Take out the secondary receiver and focus on that, because, a good second, a good tight end.
You know what's going to scare you, Mike, about this Cowboys team? Because I know you hate the Cowboys to death, but you watch the games every weekend. You keep saying, one of the things that you don't like about the Cowboys, they can't be trusted, blah, blah, blah. They went out, they can still make the playoffs. But I think the one thing that scares you the most, what if Dak actually becomes the MVP?
They got to make the playoffs.
Look at that. MVP watch. And this is by Fox Sports, and this is Eric Williams MVP watch. Number 1, it says Drake May. And then number 2, Matthew Stafford. Number 3, Myles Garrett. And number 4 there, Dakota Rain Prescott. Number 5, Jackson Smith.
In Jigba, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. You got to make the playoffs to be in consideration. Got to make the playoffs. They don't make the playoffs. I don't care if they go 10-5 and 10-6 and 1. I don't care if you have a winning record. You don't make the playoffs, you're not an MVP. I didn't make the rules. That's just them rules. Put that lineup back up, though, because I think that when it comes to Drake May and Matt Stafford, that is a 1-1A that I can see either one of them getting, because Drake May and Stafford are in the running to have their team as the number 1 team in the AFC, number 1 team in the NFC. And you saw Matt Stafford go a streak of 8 games with 25 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. And if Laporta is out for the year, I knew Laporta was injured a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't realize it was that bad. He's only played 9 games. Let's see here. Laporta's considered to be doubtful for this game. So there's the reason why the Cowboys are going to be playing. He's considered doubtful. He's not out for the season. He's considered to be doubtful for this game. They're hoping to bring him back. I knew he got hurt 3 weeks ago. I didn't know to the extent that it was going to be. But going back to that list there, Joe, Dak has had a great year. Year, but it doesn't overshadow or isn't so much better than what Drake May and what Matt Stafford have done this year. No shade on Dak, but those guys have more wins and have stats that are just as good. Myles Garrett's interesting, though, Joe. Can you imagine if Myles Garrett played on a good team? How big of a name he'd be? He re-signed with Cleveland because he wanted the money. So
I was going to show this too, because we're talking injuries and whatnot. So Ian Rappaport was talking with somebody here in the morning. I forgot what, at GMFB, whoever that is, and
that's FanDuel.
They're talking about the Detroit Lions and also the Cowboys and injuries. So let's hear what they had to say.
Yeah, one of the biggest games on Thursday night this season, or that I can remember. Just a fun one to watch tonight, and it certainly seems like you are going to have several key players in this. We'll start with George Pickens, who was on the injury report this week with a knee and calf injury. He was pretty limited early in the week, seemed more like rest than anything else. The fact that he was a full participant on Wednesday is an excellent sign. He is off the injury report, good to go, looks to continue the breakout career year that he is having alongside his buddy CeeDee Lamb. By the way, also on offense for the Cowboys, Tyler Guyton, their standout tackle, out with a high ankle sprain. The big question for the Detroit Lions, are they going to have their star receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown? He went down right there from the Thursday night game with a lateral ankle sprain. Looked horrible, but actually seemed to be okay. 1 to 2 week injury. You're at 1 week right now. It is 1 week from that injury. He has not practiced at all this week. He's officially listed as questionable, which feels to me more like the Lions leaving the light on for him rather than them saying, all right, he's got a realistic chance to go. If he could possibly go, he'll be out there. He is going to push. At this point, seems, I would say, a little maybe far-fetched, but he is going to try. And then for the Dallas Cowboys, one of their best additions this year actually came after week 1, edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney, who has come in and kind of resurrected his career off the edge for a Cowboys team that has needed it. He is officially questionable with a hamstring, only practiced limited on Wednesday, so not very much, but they want to give him up to game time to see if he can get out there for these.
All right, so there you go. That's your injury report for now.
Yeah, so I know there's Cowboys injuries on the offensive line, but if you have no Amon-Ra St. Brown, I don't see how the Lions win that game. I mean, you would have to be Jamar Gibbs heavy at that point, and Gibbs tweaked an injury about a couple weeks ago when I was watching the game. So I think all signs are pointing towards the Cowboys winning this game, But the question becomes, Joe, can the Cowboys just do it on the road? Does that offense that they have travel?
I think it does. And what is the key factor here that you just said? They're playing on turf
Yeah.
in a dome stadium, right? Not outside in the elements, nothing like that. I don't know, man. I think I give the nod to the boys. The boys are on a roll right now. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL. If they win out, they increase their playoff chances. And they're if they win out, they're still going to have to rely on the Eagles losing a couple of games here to help them out.
Yeah.
Right. But stranger things have happened, man. And right now, the Cowboys are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. They're bringing in the ratings. They're exciting. They're polarizing.
The only
They
thing
can
that I
get the
know,
win.
only thing I know for sure, Joe, tonight we're gonna hear complaining on Twitter about how this game is on Amazon Prime. All the Thursday games are on Amazon Prime. And we're gonna hear like, I can't hear my tío, my grandma likes watching the Cowboy games, but can't watch it because she doesn't have Amazon Prime. Oh my God. We're gonna hear it
Pay the
all
$16,
night.
man. What does it cost? $16? Come on.
Still, and if you have an Amazon Prime membership, it comes with the membership, Joe.
Yeah, you can watch it, dude.
Membership has its privileges, is the old saying, right?
They complain about not, hey, the NBA league pass is expensive, the NFL, and then you're getting the red zone and all that. You don't even need all that. Just get Amazon Prime. I mean, what are they going to be? All the poor people are going to be like, do you have a link for tonight's game? Man, come on, man. Tell me you're poor without telling me you're poor. Like, come on, bro.
I'll tell you, it's not that I don't have the money for it. I just don't like paying for boxing, and I don't like paying for MMA. So I watch it on TikTok, or I watch it on these illegal streaming channels. Not that I can't afford it. It's just I don't want to give those people my money.
Look at the Joy-Con Drift King. He says Padre can't watch. It's too expensive. He couldn't afford $10 to go to a Spurs game.
Hey man, don't have a viewing party someplace because G Northeast Jones might crash it.
Yeah,
like the Spurs prop A, prop B vote party. She shows up, freaking uninvited, unannounced,
shaking hands with everybody.
Everyone's just looking at her like, "Shut up, Gina." Let's get some love to our good friends, because here's the thing: we had Wednesday yesterday, right?
No.
Joe, I just realized, it's funny when Chica comes up to me and says, "We have plans on Friday." I'm like, where are we going? We're going to piano bar. We're going to go karaoke. That's her way of saying we're going to drink on Friday night, right? Like, call the Uber. We're going to go drink on Friday, right? But one of the funnest places that we've had drinks at this year has been at P.F. Chang's La Cantera. We went out there, visited Sean Quintero over at P.F. Chang's La Cantera, had the lychee martini. We had a smoked old-fashioned, and what's funny was that Chico was looking around going, I didn't know you could really drink here. So this is actually quaint. It's quiet. It's tucked away. It's not with the restaurant crowd. It's just the bar area. And it's so fun because we got to meet this lady that was next to us who worked at the mall at La Cantera, and was saying, she's retired, but she had a long career doing this, that, and the other. She traveled the world and all that stuff. We got to hear her story. And then we got to hear other people down the road one was a model, a fashion model who's trying to make it big in Madrid, right? So the people that you meet at P.F. Chang's La Cantera at the bar is pretty interesting. It's good people watching. It's good times. But let's give some love to P.F. Chang's La Cantera. They sponsor our show and they power our chat.
P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Happy hour from 3 to 6. And again, the 8 signature cocktails going for $8.99 right now. We recommend the Jade Margarita because if you want the tequila flavor, if you want to go get a drink and maybe get a tie one on a little bit, the Long Island iced tea is going for $8.99.
The
Again, this is
lychee, the lychee.
I don't know. I call it lychee. It might be lychee. I don't know, but it's a fantastic martini. Drink the fruit. Eat the fruit.
Drink the
Okay?
fruit or eat it.
Up or down. Doesn't matter. Here's the thing. It looks gross, but it's delicious, Joe.
Looks like a moco. That's why I didn't eat it.
Oh, it looks like an alien from the movie Alien back back in the day. You know what it looks like? It looks like the Sentinel chasing after the people in the Matrix, right? It just has like legs. It's delicious. Maybe it doesn't look that way, but it's delicious, right? It is what it is. But fantastic. And again, we're trying to have a Super Bowl party out there over at PF Chang's La Cantera. And by the way, thank you to PF Chang's and for Sean Quintero because they set up our special guest that we're going to have on December 12th. Entering the Area 210 podcast is going to be Billy Madison from the Billy Madison Show.
Yeah.
So we're going to be excited about that. We have a super chat coming in from Tex-Mex Frank.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Tex-Mex Frank says, howdy to Mike and Joe and to the 57.23 million who watched the America's team on Thanksgiving. Go Cowboys. He wants the Market Square grito.
And there you go. He's going to get the Market Square grito since he paid for it.
I might not be back when I come back when this is over, but I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Gotcha.
Por presumir a mis amigos les conté que en el amor.
And there you go. Just for you. Went ahead and played the old school old man grito for Tex-Mex Frank. And also wanted to go ahead and share this because we got this coming in from one of the viewers here with Tony Ornalis. He's been telling us that he's been watching the show and it's one of his favorites. So he has proof. He sent us this in the media share. And he's like, your top YouTube channels that you're watching. Number one is Alamo City Sportscast. We appreciate you, Tony. And of course, he's watching the Sports Star there at ESPN, NBA on ESPN, San Antonio Spurs, and the Arena. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate you, Tony. And I saw the Necios. They were saying that they had sent something here as far as an image goes. So we'll go ahead and play that. We'll show that right now on screen. So if y'all are looking to watch the World Cup, the Necios here of FTC 210, we're going to be hosting a watch party. And that watch party is going to be at Twin Brothers Burgers. It's going to be happening tomorrow at 11 a.m. If you'd like to go and drop in and partake, make sure you go ahead and check them out. They're going to be rocking the house. So shout out to all the Nestios out there.
Very nice, man. That sounds like a fun time. Joe, you mentioned the Market Square grito, right?
Yeah.
I got to show you what I got at Market Square over the weekend.
Ah, serape.
Mira a Spurs serape, Joe. Look at that. I mean, it's it's beautiful.
Who'd you get that for?
This is for my mother-in-law because believe it or not, Chica's mom is a huge Spurs fan. She's also a huge Cowboys fan. And she texts me at all hours of the night when it comes to the Spurs winning games. You know, it's 11:30 at night. She goes, the Spurs pulled one out. You know, she gets all excited. So she watches every Cowboy game, watches every Spurs game, watches every Longhorn game. She's a Spurs diehard, a Cowboys diehard, and a Longhorn diehard. And that's Chica's mom because Chica's from Austin.
Yeah, nice.
That's where she's from. So we got this for my mother-in-law. Pretty excited about that. And Joe, believe it or not, I've gone to Market Square like 3 times in the last 2 months.
Why do you go there? Because everybody sells the same thing from what you're always saying.
You know, but sometimes you want to play a tourist. And Joe, I was at the Pearl over the weekend. I went to the Pearl Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, dude. And man, they're doing it right these days with market days over there. I'm fearful that the Pearl might take out. I know it's 2 different crowds, but you know what? The whole point of Market Square is for the locals and tourists to come together, right?
Yeah.
I'm fearful that the Pearl's going to make Market Square just basically a ghost town.
That'll never happen, man. Market Square is for the puro. If you want to be puro sananto, you're gonna go to Market Square. If you want to be coco, you go to the Pearl.
Oh, Joe, the Pearl is so nice, Joe. The
Yeah,
Pearl.
but sometimes you want to keep it puro, bro. You don't want to go out there and mingle with the
dude. No one
all
wants
the.
no one wants to keep it puro, Joe. That's a
I keep
fallacy.
it puro, bro. I like to go to Market Square with the.
I mean,
familia.
I had fun. We went to La Margarita, which, by the way, I know it's the same as Mi Tierra, but I like La Margarita better. I don't like going into Mi Tierra. It's just it's too crowded, and I know they have
What?
the. It's the same
No,
food.
it is not, bro.
The food
I've
was
been
good,
to Mi
though.
Tierra. I've been there. It's
I've
fine.
been there.
I've gone there for breakfast. I've gone. It's awesome, man. I like going out there.
Now, some days, especially on the weekends, man, Mi Tierra has a big old line, and it's just a little bit too much, dude. It's also too much Christmas flair in there. Not as bad as Pico de Gallo, though. Back in the day, Pico de Gallo looks like Christmas 24/7, 365. But nah, man. I was looking at the Pearl, and there's nothing wrong with the Pearl, Joe. It's good food. They have Tejano and Conjunto music out there over the weekend. That's why I was wondering whether or not Market Square was going to go down, because you go to Market Square, why? Because you want to listen to that music, right? Dude, they were
You don't
playing
listen to
Tejano.
Tejano. You don't like Tejano.
I don't, but I'm not going to like crap on it. People like it. I sat there for half an hour listening to it the other day at the Pearl.
You crapped on it the other time. You said
You
that
know
you
what?
didn't like that music, that nobody listens
I
to
know.
Tejano.
It
And
died
it's
in
dead.
95. It died in
Chancla.
March. It died in March of 95, dude. It died in March of 95. But, this is going to sound coco, Joe.
You won't listen to
This-
a Christmas carol if it's sung in Tejano, bro. If it's Tejano
I
music, and
wouldn't
it's
even
Christmas,
know if
no.
it was Christmas, Joe. The only Mexican I like singing Christmas music is Cheech from Cheech and Chong, when he does the whole the Santa Claus, the story of Santa Claus, which I haven't heard this year yet. But I was looking at the Pearl. It's safer. The music is almost identical to what you get in Market Square. The food is better. The drink is better. And it's just and you don't have to pay for. I mean, you have to pay for parking, but you don't feel like your car is going to get broken into. That's my problem with Market Square. You park up along Market Square,
bro. Come on. You know why you like going to the Pearl?
why is
Because
that?
you don't have to be with the poors. You don't like your own people, Mike.
Well, I mean, if you can't afford an $8 beer,
Oh my God, bro.
Dude, so many people gave me crap last night about not being able to roll a single R. You said
Did you tell Chica that you could not say salsa verde?
salsa verde. I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it. Hey, Joe, can you do me a favor?
Yeah,
Can I show you something that I'm very proud of?
sure.
Go onto my Twitter account. I posted a YouTube video.
Oh, I was waiting for this. Okay.
So this was last night on KSAT 12. Tell me if you recognize this girl's face,
Let's see.
this young lady's face.
Hold on there. Let me go ahead and put this on here. And if y'all can do us a favor too, we're going to show the video. Can you make sure you go and give it a like?
This weekend, the Running Event Expo is at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center for the first time ever. We're here to check it out.
Our Title G, which is our floating pair of sunglasses. First time we've made these.
We're the first athletic shoe brand that was designed specifically for women's feet.
About 20 seconds, and they get a fully customized insole made to their foot.
There she goes.
It's going to allow you to change your shoe into a slip-on.
I do greeting cards for runners.
And then this is Dry Max, which is hydrophobic, so it's just throwing the water out to the outer layer.
Really lightweight, breathable, and moisture wicking.
Our hair ties don't create any damage or breakage to your hair.
For more on all the running events happening in downtown San Antonio this weekend, go to ksat.com. This weekend.
And then
There
she
you
ends it with
go.
I'm Gabby Jimenez, case at 12 News. So that's called a Nat Sound piece, and they're having her go out there and do some of the lighthearted stuff around town. She did the Christmas lights and the Christmas events over at Fiesta Texas. She's done stories over at the Tobin for the Christmas musicals that are coming out there. She's not doing the crime or the murders or anything like that. This is the fun stuff that she's doing along with the digital side of Case at 12. She's doing a fantastic job, and she's being more and more comfortable in her delivery. And I'm very, very proud of my Gabby. She does a fantastic job
I
out there.
liked her energy in the whole video that she did.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the impressive thing that she's done is that she's been bringing the energy, and for a story like that, you need to be upbeat, and she runs 5Ks and she does a lot of running and stuff like that. So that was kind of up her alley. So she does a fantastic job with that, man. But congratulations to Gabby for what she's doing over at Case at 12, my old stomping grounds. She's outpacing me, Joe. She's I was on air, but I wasn't on air in San Antonio until I was 23. She is 21.
Tell her to pull the old photo, the video footage of you going undercover
Oh my God.
at the strip club. Come on, here's a couple hundies, man. Go in there and get some footage, Mike.
They gave me $2,000. $2,000 in $1998, which is like $4,000 now. I like this comment by JHNSB says it runs in the blood like Ron Harper and Dylan Harper.
Everybody's giving praises to Gabby girl. So good on her, man. But just don't let her play. Don't let her sucker you into playing darts with her, man. She'll clean house.
That's true, and she loves the karaoke with her brother, dude. She loves karaoke with her dad.
That's cool, man.
Hey, I showed you the setup here, right? So if you go on to our media share, so you can reach out to us on our media share, send us some clips or videos or whatever the case may be. I want to show you a jacket that Chica and I purchased on the NBA store. So we will shop at the Market Square, right? But we'll also go onto the NBA shop. But this is something that I got for my dad for Christmas, and I want to get your impression on this, Joe. It is a jacket. It's a Spurs jacket, but it's kind of like a Letterman's jacket. But that's the patch on the left arm, right?
Yeah.
That's what the front looks like, dude. Look at the writing. Is it the Puro writing, right?
Puro writing.
The Puro script, right? And look at the back, Joe. The big old logo, the SAT.
And that old English right there.
And it looks like a Letterman's jacket, Joe. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. No, I like it, man. I think it looks badass, dude. That's puro. That's keeping it puro right there.
Speaking of keeping it puro, one of the lines that we had over here when I was talking about not wanting to get my car broken into, Joy-Con reaches out to us and says, "Getting your car broken into, Mike, is puro."
It is, man. That's the whole experience, bro.
I don't have the club anymore, man. That's the thing. I miss the days of plugging in the club. That's so funny. Sam saying that to release the Jimenez files. That's what actually JHSB says. Locked away, Joe.
Where did you get the jacket? Is what Matt Gomez is asking.
The NBA store online.
There you go.
So it's an official Spurs jacket. It's not like one that was created, off brand, if you will. Joe, excited about the Cowboys game tonight. Cowboys Lions. I'll be cheering for the Lions, but I'm expecting the Cowboys to win that game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. But I just think the injuries of the Lions are going to be a little bit too much. Cowboys should win that game. They're fair to lose though. So Vegas has the odds as the Lions winning. But isn't this the Cowboys thing? They get you to believe, and then they lay an egg.
They break your hearts. But I don't know. This Cowboys team is different than in years past, man. That offense is clicking, man. And the defense has been a little better than it has been when they started the beginning of the season. It was pretty bad, but then you had some new acquisitions that they traded for, and it's kind of made a difference. They've played a lot better.
Yeah. It's I mean, Cowboy fans are starting to believe. They go to a 47% chance of making the playoffs if they get the victory. which is basically a coin flip at that point, and it becomes a legit conversation. That's it. I don't like it when it's not a legit conversation. When it's kind of like pie in the sky type of thing. When the Cowboys were like 7% chance of getting in the playoffs, and then it goes to 16, then it goes to 27, then it goes to 47. Not 47, you got my attention. Okay? Win this game, you got my attention. Because it's actually in the realm of possibility, not in the realm of possibility. Probability versus possibility are two different things, right?
And I like the other thing that you said, probability versus possibility. And the best availability is what?
Availability.
The best ability is being available.
Yes.
Availability.
Yes, availability. Here's the thing, Joe. I don't see any team in the NFL right now that is superior to everybody else. Like, you can look at the NBA right now and go, tier 1 is the Oklahoma City Thunder because they have only one loss, 2 months into the year.
Yeah.
In the NFL, everyone's still talking about the Chiefs. The Chiefs aren't going to make the playoffs, right? You start looking at these certain teams, and there's not one team that's better. So if the Cowboys do make the tournament, they have a legit chance because there's nobody in that NFC that is head and shoulders above everybody else. You can make the argument that Seattle might be the best team in the league, but who's afraid of Seattle? Who's afraid of their quarterback? So that's why I'm kind of like, just make the tournament, right? You never know. Cowboys make the tournament, have to rattle off 3 road victories in a row. If they go in as a wild card, they have a home game. If they win the division, the Eagles collapse. It's fun times, Joe. Fun times. Hey, we were talking about Spotify Wrapped earlier, Joe. All right. So I posted this on Twitter, but for those of you all didn't see, my Spotify Wrapped went as follows. My top artists, Joe. Now, I blame Chica for some of this because Chica is in my car more often than not.
Yeah.
But my number 1 artist was Stone Temple Pilots.
STP. Okay.
After all these years. Number 2 was Kendrick Lamar. Number 3 was Mariah Carey, and I love Mariah Carey, but Chica loves her too, so Mariah Carey gets a good run in our car. Number 4, Babyface. Chica and I saw Babyface in concert last year. And
Nice.
I love Babyface, dude. It's some baby making music. Number 5, The Killers. I've seen them in concert 5 or 6 times. They're amazing. My most listened to song last year was TV Off by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Had a lot of Kendrick Lamar there. And my most listened to albums were Sam's Town by The Killers, Purple by STP, Purple Rain by Prince. I listen to Purple Rain a lot, Joe. I do. And believe it or not, Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe is still on my list, which is probably why my listening age, according to Spotify, is 49. It's Belle Biv DeVoe, a New Edition, that did me in.
So how do I see my Wrapped here?
Okay, so you go to Spotify.
Yeah.
And when you go onto Spotify, when it goes onto like your playlists and stuff like that, it's just say your Spotify Wrapped.
Nah, I don't see that here because I haven't been really listening to it all that much. No, I don't see it here. It says Wrapped, all Wrapped.
Yeah, go click on that.
All right.
I mean, it's funny because it tells a lot about like who you are as a person. There is a website that you can go on to that'll tell you your most popular songs of all time on Spotify, but that's a little bit skewed because it skews towards the older songs, right? Because if a song came out in 2010, you've had Spotify since then, you're gonna listen to that song more often. Like I mean, I bet you my number 1 song played of all time is probably Jason Derulo, for crying out loud, only because those songs came out 12 years ago. Where All American Rejects came out 15 years ago, and I've been listening to them for 15 years compared to like new songs from 2024, 2025. That's all I'm saying. Cool. Joy-Con says it's all at the top, Unc Joe.
What? I'm looking.
Yeah. Jonathan Searidge is out to us on our chat saying, powered by PFX like that. Says, I've never heard someone say, play that new Kendrick. Well, here's the thing. Kendrick Lamar has songs that have billions of listens over the past 2 years. I
Yeah.
mean, I know he's had a lot of hit songs over the years. He's been around since the mid 2000s. You know, I remember like songs like "Humble" when that came out back in the day. But I'm looking at the most played songs by Kendrick Lamar. All the Stars with SZA, Joe.
Oh yeah.
2.7 billion listens. Not Like Us, 1.7 billion. Money Trees, 2.1 billion. TV Off, 750 million. Humble, 2.8 billion. Love featuring Love, 1.75 billion. Pride, 1.1 billion. I'm sorry, but Kendrick Lamar is one of the biggest artists in American music right now, and there's no question of that, Joe. Cartoon and cereal, Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. That means that he's gone too mainstream commercialized, you know.
Well, I mean, didn't Pac, didn't Biggie, didn't Dre?
True.
That was mainstream. There's no Grateful Dead of it all. I mean, I guess you could say Nas. I mean, Nas with Illmatic back in the day was huge, but he didn't release music at the same pace as everyone else did. So you kind of forgot about him for a little while. Then it was like, oh, but he's back. And then he forgot him for a little bit. And then he's back. And Jay-Z gave him crap about that back in the day.
Yeah.
So Joe, did your Spotify rap work?
No, not really, dude. I just have to go in there. I think I'm gonna
You're
have to log in.
embarrassed, Joe. It's probably
No,
Jelly
no,
Roll.
it didn't really
It's probably
do
Jelly Roll.
anything.
If you had to guess what
No.
you listen to the most, if you had to guess what you listen to the most,
Look, and it says rap, but it doesn't say anything though. Like it doesn't really do anything.
do you listen to Spotify a lot?
No, I don't.
That's probably it.
I listen to XM satellite radio a lot more than I do Spotify because I already have it integrated with the Caddy. So when I go in, you know, and start the car, it automatically comes up to my channels and stuff. You know.
You know what's funny is I met a guy, Joe, on Twitter. I didn't meet him, but I kind of interacted with him one time, and I was looking up. You know how you can search keywords on Twitter. I searched Spotify rap one time, and there
Yeah.
was this one guy talking about how he had like tens of thousands of listens. Right? It was like I had 50,000 listens, right, which isn't a lot compared to those who have millions and millions and millions. I started listening to this guy's music, Joe. Loved it. And I
Yeah.
reached out to him. I said, man, I just stumbled upon you on Twitter. I've been listening to your music. It's great, man. You know, so it's fun to listen to somebody that, you know, no one else has heard of before.
Yeah, they're saying my top artist is Taylor Swift. I was like, you know who listens to my Spotify more than I do? My nieces.
Yeah. That's why I
So-
have Stray Kids on there, that Korean boy band.
Yeah.
That's on my list because Ava, my daughter, takes control of my Spotify, and she plays her
Exactly.
music. You know who Ava? My daughter Ava, who's in 8th grade, or actually in is she in 8th grade? Yeah.
Ava's in 9th, isn't she? Oh no, she's
No,
in 8th grade.
not she's
She
in 8th
goes
grade.
into 9th, yes, next year.
She's going to high school next year, right? Because she's looking at health careers and she's looking at all the magnet schools. Stray Kids is her number one, right? But number two for her, believe it or not, is the Gorillas.
Oh, I like Gorillas, dude. It's one of my favorites.
Dude, it's so awesome, man.
Look at that, Joe. Be honest. You have Rich Boy, throw some D's playing in your Cadillac.
Yeah.
No, like
So-
my nieces are the ones that take over, you know, the Spotify when we're in the car, and they're with me a lot. So whatever
Yeah.
they listen to is what it's showing on my Wrapped, I guess.
So Tony Ornelas reaches out to us and says, met a guy in the bathroom, says Mike Jimenez.
Mike Jimenez. Oh,
There have been
God.
2 times when, 3 restroom moments that I find embarrassing when it comes to taking a leak, right? Okay, I'm going to count this down. At number 3, the one time I'm at the Alamo Dome, drunk at the UTSA football game, taking a piss in the urinal that hits the ground, right? And this guy, and I'm midstream, dude. I'm pissing hard, right? Because of 40 ounces of beer that I have in my system. And this guy looks over at me as I'm in midstream, and he's in midstream, and he goes, "Hey, man, I like your radio show."
God, dude, no, bro. Like you could say something afterwards, like you washing your hands.
Well,
or
washing my
something.
hands, yeah.
Come
He's
on,
saying,
man.
He said it to me while I was in midstream.
Nah, bro.
That was funny.
You know you're no what in hand, and this brother's trying to strike up a conversation.
Yeah,
No,
I
bro.
got mine in his hand, mine in my hand, and his in his hand.
No,
Right.
man.
Number 2, our good friend Alex Noriega, his brother Lewis. Back in the late '90s, we were at like NBA All Star Weekend or something like that, and
Yeah.
I'm taking a piss at the Alamo, another one, Alamo Dome, I think, and Alex's brother Lewis starts getting giddy, going, Jimenez, you're pissing next to Sonny Melendres. Remember Sonny Melendres from the radio back in the day, Magic 105 and all that stuff? He's still doing radio in his late 70s, early
Doesn't
80s.
Sonny have like a great old school radio voice, like Casey Kasem from back in the day?
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Dude, I remember driving with my dad to California in the summer in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I did not realize what syndication was. He had a syndicated show that was being played in Phoenix while we were driving through Phoenix, man. But I'll never forget. I'm just taking a leak, and Lewis is there going, "You're taking a piss next to Sonny Melendres, Jimenez." And the number 1 most embarrassing taking a piss moment was Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. I'm inside the Garden Arena, which is where they have the boxing matches. Like, you have like I think I was there to go see Sugar Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
And I'm taking a piss, and one of my friends drunkenly starts screaming, Jimenez, you're taking a piss next to Gary Payton.
God, man.
I'm like, I am? I didn't realize.
Like, you're gonna look, dude. Come on, man.
So
you know what's
I'm
worse? Mike, the worst thing is, remember back in the day, they used to have the troughs?
Yeah.
They didn't have urinals on the wall.
God.
God, bro. You talk about awkward, man. And it was just dudes pulling up to the trough.
Yeah.
You know?
That's,
oh, man.
I would say the trough is worse than the ones at your feet. Where you're pissing, and it doesn't matter how your aim is, it's gonna get all over your shoes. You're gonna get splashed back, right?
He tell him, what up, glove? That's embarrassing, dude.
My most embarrassing moment when it comes to meeting somebody in a sports setting and not knowing who they are. Dude, I had this conversation with this one guy for like 1 or 2 minutes. Like, hey, how you doing, man? Oh, I'm doing great, man. What are you eating? Oh, I'm having chips. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Just being an extrovert, right? And I'm thinking to myself, man, that guy was so nice. He looked familiar, but he's so nice. Who was that guy? And then I'm eating chips and I'm looking over at him going, who did I just have a conversation with? It was Barry Sanders. Had no idea that it was him, dude. No idea. That was at the Super Bowl Radio Row. So I was mentioning Sugar Shane Mosley, and I'm glad that I mentioned that because I was going to tell you this the other day. Whenever we have a big boxing event coming up, I am friends with a former boxer, and I've never thought about bringing him on the show.
You should bring him on the show. We have a big event actually happening that's going to be coming up here in San Antonio. I believe it's on the 13th, the weekend of December the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Rick is actually coming back into San Antonio for this event. It's quite a show, man, that they're going to be putting on. So maybe we'll have him in for that.
The person that I'm looking at is, and I don't know if you remember the name, Joe, but in 1999, he fought Sugar Shane Mosley and went 7 rounds with him.
Oh, damn.
Now, here's the thing, man. You know Mosley was a badass, right?
Yeah.
If you're lasting with Mosley, because Mosley would knock your ass out in 1 or 2 or 3, he lasted 7 rounds. His name was Golden Johnson. And Golden Johnson lives in San Antonio by SeaWorld, in the SeaWorld area. So kind of close to you. And I know I'm not making up the name. His name is Golden Johnson. But I used to play poker with him back in the day.
Nice.
And what's it called? I was just thinking about him the other day because he reached out to me. I don't know if he was congratulating me on getting married or something like that. And I was like, man, I hadn't heard from Golden in a while. And then I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh, crap. We should have him on the show. How many people do you know fought a world champion? And he's from the Corpus, San Antonio area, man. So let's give him a ring. Let's make this happen, Joe. I have his number on my phone.
Joy-Con's always making me laugh because this does happen. When you walk into the bathroom, there's that one guy at the urinal with his pants down, ass out, dude.
I mean, better be special needs,
Damn.
dude. Better be special needs at that point, Joe.
Dude, man, that happened over here at the Hooters off of 151. Went in there one time, man. There was this old dude at the urinal doing that,
Yeah.
man. I'm like, why? I
Yeah.
immediately walked out, dude. I'm like, nah, I'm out, dude.
You know, it's I was thinking about this whole conversation because I love the movie Daddy's Home and Daddy's Home 2. I don't know if you've ever seen those movies. It's with
Yeah.
Will
Adam
Ferrell
Sandler.
and
Yeah.
no, Will Ferrell and Mark
Oh, yeah,
Wahlberg.
yeah. Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. Daddy's Home.
And-
They have another one coming out.
They do? Okay,
Yeah.
good, because I love them. I saw this one big time movie director who was asked what are the favorite movies of all time. It was all these artsy fartsy things, and then she came out and said Daddy's Home because like that's what the kids like to watch.
Yeah.
It's a great comedy. It's a great Christmas comedy.
Is that
but
the one where he was riding the motorcycle inside the house?
yeah. The sequel has Mel Gibson and John Lithgow, so
Yeah.
old school guys in there, right? And John Lithgow, and there's this one scene in there where he's talking to I think it's the Mel Gibson's character, if I'm not mistaken. They're in the restroom at some public place, and he's pissing. They're both taking a piss, and he looks down at Mel Gibson and goes, "I really like your watch."
God.
Is that a Rolex? It's like, why are you looking at his wrist when he's taking
Jeez,
a
bro.
piss?
Oh God, man. Talk about awkward.
That's so funny, Joe. Joe, make your
Hey, but-
prediction. Joe, you are batting 0% on the
For
Cowboys.
what?
This year. Every time you say the Cowboys win, they lose. Every time
No.
you say they're going to lose, they win. Joe, Joe, the Cowboys are 6-5-1. You predicting Cowboys games in those 12 games, you're like, 2-9-1, Joe.
I can
Make a prediction tonight.
I've been making money off the Cowboys, win or lose, this year. So I've been playing good.
That's spread. I'm asking for who's going to win.
Well, I've been making some real money off of that. Like I said, I leave the money in the purse, right? Because I don't
Yeah.
take it out until after the season's over. So I got a couple hundred in there waiting for me to cash out, but I'm letting it ride for now, But I have to say that I'm thinking that Cowboys win this game.
What is the confidence level? Scale 1 through 10.
Got a high confidence level. I think final score is going to be less than 3. Got Cowboys winning 27-24 against the Lions.
I have tonight the Cowboys winning. They're not going to go for field goals. The Lions won't. So I'm going to say the Cowboys win 34-21.
Yeah.
34-21. That's where I am at for the game tonight. And then we can have a legitimate conversation at them being a 47% chance of making the playoffs. We can have a legitimate conversation, Joe.
Look at that. Show the bet slips, Joe, or you're lying. I'm like, I can pick an upset. I can pick an upset. That's what you guys like.
I know,
when
my
I pick
friend.
upsets, you bank on them, man. So I'm just saying.
My friend Rick Zamora mentioned that the other day. He goes, man, he goes, Joe against the spread is kind of like a 500 guy, but man, when he says the big upset, he usually hits it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yes.
35 points from the Cowboys. I'm like, all right.
34-21.
34-21.
You know they'll get Brandon Aubrey involved. He'll get his 2 field goals.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they've always done that. Like if I bet, I don't cash out. I don't know. I just leave it in there until the end of the season and then cash out your purse,
Mm-hmm.
I just always been like that. It's just like it's bad luck. I feel like if you don't wait.
We have an update on that investigation of that Texas A&M student's death.
Yeah.
Prior to the podcast starting, I was watching the police. What's it called? Statements that were coming out.
Yeah.
They had the police out there giving an update into their investigation and whatnot. And they are maintaining that 19-year-old Brianna Aguilera, who was from Laredo
Yeah.
and went to A&M, when she died Friday by falling 17 floors, or was it 14 to 17 floors to her death. They're maintaining that it was a suicide. And they said that this is according to Case at 12, that they say that they uncovered a suicide note.
Yeah.
And they're still interviewing the people that were there, but they said they got a suicide note.
Yeah, that's sad, man. Everybody wants to call me out because I'm not. They're saying that I'm lying because I'm not using a betting app. I use BetUS. You can make bets right here in San Antonio, man. If you're using the BetUS app, so y'all want to make bets, you call me a liar. Go ahead and use the BetUS app. I should get a what do you call it? One of those codes. Use this codes.
Yeah.
So that's what I use, man. It's nothing fancy, but it
you
gets
know,
the job done.
Joe can afford to do BetUS because he's current on his mortgage, Joe. But apparently, a lot of people in San Antonio are not. You like a segue, Joe? I was going to end the show. I was going to end the show, but we had to talk about this one. You alerted this to me, Joe, for some reason because you wanted to say San Antonio was poor.
Yeah.
But Wallet Hub took a look at the 100 largest cities in the United States to see who has the most not underwater, but most delinquent mortgages in the United States for the top 100 cities in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Number one, Joe.
Nah.
Laredo, Texas. 24% of the houses in Laredo, Texas are behind on their mortgages. More than 30 days behind on the mortgage.
Damn.
Number two is Detroit, Michigan. So we're talking about some crap towns, right, Joe?
Yeah.
3, Newark, New Jersey. Number 4, home of the LSU Tigers, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now, here's the thing. Laredo's at number 1 at 24%. Detroit's at 19. That's a 5% gap there. And then when you go down to Baton Rouge, that's at 16. Also at just over 15% at number 5, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Number 6, Baltimore, Maryland. Number 7, New Orleans, Louisiana. Number 8, Greensboro, North Carolina, which is a beautiful city. Number 9, El Paso. Number 10, Lubbock. So look at that. 3 of the top 10 cities when it comes to being underwater or being negative or behind, if you will, on your mortgages. 3 of the 10 come from the Texas area, right? But coming in number 13, Joe, in the 210 San Antonio, Texas, 14% of mortgages are behind 30 days or more. That's 1 in 7 houses. So if you are living in a house or living in a neighborhood that has 28 houses, 14 houses on one side, 14 houses on the other, there's a chance that 4 of them, 2 on either side, are late on their mortgages, which means that they are trending towards foreclosure, Joe.
You know what's sad though, man? Like, once you start getting behind on bills, like mortgage or even like your light bill, water bill, and all that, it just tends to start a snowball effect, right? That seems to affect everything else, right? Because you're always trying to play catch up, man. And when you're doing stuff like that, it just gets exhausting. Like, it seems like you're never making enough money, to go ahead and catch up because you're making partial payments. And then what? You got to make another partial payment when you get your next check. So you're always playing catch up. You're always feeling like you're behind, dude. It's terrible, man. I don't ever want to go back there, Mike.
Oh, I know, man. And JHSB says, who cares? This is the life that we chose. 6 out of the top 16 cities are from Texas. Laredo at number 1, El Paso at 9, Lubbock at 10, San Antonio at 13, Corpus Christi at 14, and Fort Worth at 16. Let's give some love and props. Houston's number 26, though, at 12%, right? It's a 1 in 8 or 1 in 9 almost. But the cities that have the least amount of houses in foreclosure. Number 1, Joe, at just 2.79%, San Francisco.
Man.
Say what you want about the homeless over there, but when you got money, you got money. Number 2, Fremont, California. Number 3, San Jose, California, at around 3% of homes behind. Then you have Madison, Wisconsin, Seattle, Washington, Honolulu, Hawaii, San Diego, California, Stockdale, Arizona, Reno, Nevada, Plano, Texas, and Portland, Oregon, all at 4.29% or lower. I don't know what that tells you, Joe. Why is it that Texas, which prides itself on we should succeed from the United States, can't afford to keep their homes?
What does that tell you about San Antonio, Mike?
It's about the state, Joe.
Okay, well,
if you're not living
if
in
you look at
Austin,
it,
if you're not living in Austin, the Woodlands, or certain areas of the Dallas suburbs, it's a poor state.
I don't know if it's so much of a poor state. I think what happens is that it's how well educated everybody is, right? Because when you go and you go to a state of higher learning, right? You go to college, right? You get your degree, even if you don't get a degree, you just go there and you take some courses or what have you. Maybe you went for a couple semesters or what have you. You still had you partook in a higher state of learning there. Essentially, that should equate to the more experience and more knowledge you have, the more money you're going to make. So I think what that says about the state of Texas is that the majority of people that are living here are blue collar workers. And maybe that blue collar worker isn't making enough to go above the poverty line. They're still living below the poverty line. So I don't know. I think that might say a lot to the state of, everything that's happening right now, as the wages aren't really increasing, but the cost of living and everything else is going up. More and more of this stuff is going to happen because at some point you got to make more money to what? To live, to
Right.
buy food, to go ahead and pay for your utilities, your mortgage.
There's been you had the run up of inflation during COVID, right? And a lot of it was just price gouging. Call it what it is. You add on top of that tariffs from Trump's presidency. Crap just costs more. The only thing that costs less than a few years ago is gas. Now you can get gas for $2.30, $2.40 a gallon right now when it used to be $3, right? That you're saving money on, but everything else, Joe, has got to be more expensive, and salaries have stayed the same, right? So it's a bad. And then you have people who bought houses at higher interest rates most recently when they were getting houses at 7 or 8%. It becomes
people too did something else too. Like if you're not really being truthful about how much money you're making, you're getting approved for a house, you get in said house, then what happens to you? You're not able to afford that particular house, so you're always going to be behind on your mortgage because you're not making enough money.
Right. They were called ninja loans back in the day.
Yeah.
Let me see what that ninja loan meant. A ninja loan meant it meant not having to prove your income.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not verifying your income.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though. People are saying, well, what about New York? Mario Cavazza said New York had a lot of mortgage defaults as well. Actually, no. I mean, defaults back in the day, but as of right now, the worst city in New York when it comes to matters of being behind on mortgages is Buffalo, New York, and they're ranked 33 in the top 100 cities in the United States.
Yeah.
There's like 12 cities in Texas above them when it comes to being bad. New York is at number 60 when it comes to it all. Because if you're buying property in New York, Joe, you can always sell it because it's easy to flip property in New York. But I told Chica yesterday, I said, man, this is an opportunity for us because if 1 in 7 homes in San Antonio is going under, there might be a housing bubble. And you know what? That's when I'm going to go get 2 or 3 houses because that's going to make houses go down in value as opposed to going up. People saying property taxes, that has a lot to do with it. Texas has a high property tax, no income tax. Other states have low property taxes, high income taxes. They're going to get you one way or the other, Joe.
Yeah, it seems that's what happens here in San Antonio too. Like you always have to seem like you have to dispute the value of your home at times because they kind of go in there and be like, oh, well, because of the averages of the homes in your area, your home or your property is valued at such and such. And then you have to pay an X amount of money for taxes, and you don't want to get behind on your taxes because that tax man, they ain't going to let that interest rate slide. You're going to have to pay that plus the interest, and you let it go for a certain amount of time. I mean, you're going to get yourself in trouble.
By the way, NINJA stands for no income, no asset.
There you
no
go.
income verification, and I got no assets. I got no 401k, no savings. I'm just give me a house. Just give me a house. If you ever see the movie The Big Short with Christian Bale, That's a great movie. It's also with Steve Carell and Brad Pitt. It's all about the mortgage crisis of 2008 and 2009. Very
Yep.
excellent movie. Excellent movie. Well,
But you
Joe,
know what? If you want to make more money, you got to call Mike.
210-508-0369. I have a client meeting in 12 minutes. 210-508-0369. I help people when it comes to retirement accounts. Old 401ks, could roll them over, consolidate them. Questions about college savings accounts for kids. If you want to do an investment, you want to do life insurance, long-term care. I'm doing a life insurance talk in about 12 minutes with a client of mine. Give me a call, 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. Joe, we did an hour 45 today.
We did.
We did an hour 40. Yeah.
Yeah, we went over. But you know what? There's not going to be a show tomorrow because tomorrow I'm going to be at a funeral for my mother-in-law who passed away recently. So I'm spending time with the family.
Well, Joe, I mean, if you want to give me the controls again, I'll promise to turn off my computer all the time.
I'll give you controls.
I'll turn it off all the time because last time I hit the end, and apparently the camera kept going. Fortunately, there was no Shannon Sharp moment.
No growling.
Can you imagine if that happened and like people got impressed? I mean, I'm just saying, what weirder things have happened, you know?
Oh man, that'd be so embarrassing. Dude.
Can you imagine if Shay Shay had been done in like 30 seconds?
Jeez, Unc. I appreciate you, Sam Salinas. All right, man. We got to go and bring this one to a close because I got to get logged in to start my day.
Here's the thing, Joe. If the Cowboys win tonight, we'll do a show tomorrow. I'll do the show tomorrow.
There you go.
Because Cowboy fans are going to want to gloat. They're going to want to talk about it. You could do your thing with your family. My condolences to you and your family, Joe. I know it's a very difficult time. But be there for the kids and be there for all your loved ones over there. And tonight, again, the Cowboys play tonight against the Lions. Big game. It's a playoff game, playoff atmosphere. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, go make more money.
There you go. Well, we'll go ahead and see you boys tomorrow. Maybe if the Cowboys win, Mike will do the show. If not, I think he's going to take the day off. But we'll see you all later.
Or I'll do the victory lap, right?
There you go.
All
right.
See you.
We're out. Peace.